By the time I went into the workforce, I already kind of had this really robust background in gender and gender politics. So I was very aware of just power dynamics in the space. I was very aware of things like microaggressions, and the funny thing about feminism is once you learn it, you can't unlearn it. Like, you can't just turn it off, right? And going into corporate for me felt like I was stepping back, 50, 75 years in time. Like, it was like Mad Men on steroids. I went in with my eyes wide open and having to kind of digest seeing, people of color on our account who had been on our account for, close to a decade, never getting a raise or a title change. Seeing women on our account get a scarlet letter kind of branded on them implicitly because of who they did sleep with, whereas those men got shifted over to other teams and got promotions. There were so many things like that were going on that it was just really hard to stomach. And if you spoke out or if you said anything, you got blacklisted. So I think the idea for Spinster happened even before I entered corporate. It was really around the time that I was studying gender policy and inequalities at my school over in London. A lot of the studies that we were focusing on very specifically at that time were around gender workplace policies. So it was kind of all about the most highly educated group of women, ever in the history of the world going into the workforce, and they were still hitting the glass ceiling. They still weren't getting the promotions that they deserved. They were still coming in, tens of thousands of dollars less than their peers. There has to be a different way for this to work. And all of a sudden I was like, oh my gosh, like entrepreneurship, this idea of creating a business for yourself. More and more women were going to want that because these barriers were so implicit. We bring in consultants to work with early stage women entrepreneurs to help them figure out their marketing, business development, and sales plans. Every single time I wanted to give up, I really had to go back with my team and be like, why are we doing this? What else would I do? Like, this is it. This has been it for me for the past, almost 10 years of my life, where it really has been since grad school. I've wanted to figure out how to solve this and how to help women build this new economy. So even if it doesn't live in this current idea, it's going to live in some way. If you're really passionate about the mission, you don't necessarily care how it lives. That's really kind of a testament to who we are. Like, we're not in it to be billionaires. We're in it to make sure that these women are getting the services that they need in order to be successful. And the women that we work with are really inspiring. We work with women who have really diverse identities and come from really diverse backgrounds. We work with a lot of moms. Sometimes they have multiple startups. We work with women who have, faced some pretty horrific things in their full-time jobs and still have that determination to be like, I'm going to figure out a way to do it differently. And that, I think, is really inspiring to be around. Our goal as a consulting group is to make sure that we're giving the client as much education as they need to then be able to go out and make these decisions by themselves. So they're really kind of able to take that and go and run with it.